Thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. But if you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so. Fulani terrorist leader begs BUHARI impostor not to release our leader ÇİMNİ KANU because that will end their Fulanization and Islamic agenda in Nigeria. According to reports, the national president of Fulani terrorist youth, Yerima Shettima, the leader of Fulani terrorist bandits, described ÇİMNİ KANU as a monster. Imagine that. What an arrant nonsense. He said that ÇİMNİ KANU must be made to face the full wrath of the law, insisting that releasing him would show a sign of weakness on the part of the Fulani Nigerian government, and that it could be interpreted to mean that the Fulani Nigerian government was afraid of ÇİMNİ KANU and that security agencies were overwhelmed by one man. My brothers and my sisters, I don't know what offense ÇİMNİ KANU committed that he must face the full wrath of the law. Even the Fulani Nigerian courts exonerated ÇİMNİ KANU of all charges brought up against him by Fulani Nigerian government. The Fulani terrorist northern youth, under the aegis of ỌRDER Youth Consultative Forum, have warned the Fulani Nigerian government against releasing ÇİMNİ KANU from custody of the criminal DSS facility. This useless and shameless Fulani youth leader never condemned Fulani terrorist activities and atrocities in Nigeria, as well as the Fulani Nigerian soldier genocide agenda in Biafra land. He never condemned it. He has never for one day condemned it. Rather, they always support the Fulani terrorists. And now he wants BUHARI impostor to keep ÇİMNİ KANU in prison, despite the court releasing him. My brothers and my sisters, we can see how stupid and foolish the Fulani Janjaweed are. They think like cows. You know, the Fulani Terrorist Forum warned the Fulani Nigerian government to be ready to pay dearly for all the northerners killed in southeast region, allegedly by members of IPOB, as they would demand compensation for the killings and their people whose goods and properties worth billions of naira were destroyed in the region. The only people that IPOB and Eastern Security Network are after are the Fulani terrorists, who are disguising and masquerading as Fulani herdsmen. They are the ones kidnapping, raping our women, killing our farmers in their farmland. But now they are playing victims. What a useless zoo nation. But Fulani terrorists masquerading as killer herdsmen are currently killing Biafrans in Enugu communities because our useless Igbo governor in that state traded the lives of innocent Biafrans in exchange for his useless political ambition. You know, the Fulani terrorist youth are threatening that if the Fulani Nigerian government releases ÇİMNİ KANU, they will use this case as a reference point for any crime committed in future, and the Fulani Nigerian government should be ready to take full responsibility for such outcome. Haven't the Fulani terrorists done enough in Nigeria? After they kidnap innocent Nigeria on the train going from Kaduna to Abuja or Abuja to Kaduna, they kidnap everybody there, killed a lot of people. And they made over 1 billion naira on that kidnapping business. They have been kidnapping Nigerians all over the north, all over the south. And no one has held them accountable. Now, they want the Fulani Nigerian government not to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to disobey the court order that freed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of all charges. You know, these are the same Fulani terrorist youths who invaded Kuje prison to release their fellow terrorists. They killed the Christian Sokoto schoolgirl for committing no offense. They attacked the ỌRDER Catholic Church in Ondo State, and nothing happened. Nothing happened to them. There was no consequence for all the atrocities, and that is why they are making mouth. Because the Fulani Nigerian government and the Fulani terrorists are working as a team, and their goal is to forcefully take over our ancestral land by any means. God forbid, they have failed. This useless, uncircumcised Fulani terrorist youth leader, Yerima Shetima, has no shame, and I won't blame him for all his ranting and name-calling of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because our Igbo leaders gave him the opportunity after they betrayed Biafra restoration struggle. They betrayed it in exchange for Fulani fraudulent selection process called Nigeria election. Yet, the Fulani Janjaweed betrayed them. The uncircumcised Fulani terrorist Yerima Shetima is not even qualified to be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's shoelacer. It's not qualified to lace Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's shoe in a sane nation. Just because Igbos were forced to cohabit with Fulani Janjaweed in a fraudulent contraption called Nigeria, it does not give the useless Fulani terrorist youth leader, Yerima, the right to call our great leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, names. Warning his Fulani Nigerian government, led by BUHARI impostor and illiterate Malami, not to obey the Fulani courts that released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally is not only a disgrace to the cow-brained Fulani terrorist Yerima Shetima and the Fulani Janjaweed. Biafra is the only solution to freedom. That's the only solution. So that we end it with this Fulani Janjaweed. We're not supposed to be living in the same country. They are like animals. Imagine what a cattle rearer is saying, that they should not release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. After the court, the second highest court in the nation, declared him innocent. You know, the Nigerian army said they arrested 8 joint task force members who are Fulani soldiers for supplying logistics to Boko Haram terrorists. They were said to be supplying logistics and welfare to this Fulani terrorist group. 8 members of the youth vigilante group, known as the Civilian Joint Task Force, have been arrested by the troop of the 151 Task Force Battalion, Operation Hadi Kai, of the Nigerian Army in Banki for aiding the activities of Fulani Boko Haram terrorists. Before the arrest, the suspects actively operated as terrorist intelligence and were involved in supplying different items, including drugs, fuel, mosquito nets, noodles, weapons, among other items, to the Fulani terrorists. Military sources reported that luck ran out of the suspect while transacting a deal with the Fulani terrorists at a river in Yankami village, in the outskirts of Banki, in Bama local government. These are the same so-called repentant Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, that were integrated into the Nigerian army. They are the ones supplying the Fulani terrorists with logistics. And that is why Biafra is the only solution. We cannot continue with this Fulani janjaweed. Thank you, my brothers and my sisters, for watching this video. And bye-bye for now. And God bless Biafra. Ise.